Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today I'm going to be showing you my 2020 Spirit Halloween lineup for this season. So I have showed you guys my 2020 top 5. I've even showed you the ones I intend on getting, but I have not showed you all of the props ranked in my opinion. So I'm going to be starting from worst and going all the way to my favorite of the whole season. Okay, starting with the worst, Johnny Punk. And that doesn't need an explanation because, yeah, it's most people's least favorite. Some people I have heard like it, but it's just the voice that just makes me just kind of hate this prop. Next up, we have Twisted Tina. She is a static, which I don't like statics very much. And yeah, kind of boring because no movement or anything. But the wall hanging is pretty cool. Next, we have Mommy's Favorite. There she is in the corner. Now, Mommy's Favorite would be a bit higher on my list, but she gets super deformed very easily. Her face is a cheap material that can be crunched very, very easily, and I have not seen a very good-looking one much. Like, Flagship even didn't look great. So, like, it looked better, but it doesn't look like the one in the video. If it did, that would be cool. But yeah, not all of them do.
I love the cemetery.
Next is Angeline. Angeline is so far down just because I think it's a great concept. It's just, she's not scary because that face is just super boring. There's nothing about the face and something's just off, making it kind of look like a weird prop. And the mouth movement is okay. Nothing too special about that one. But yeah, there's Angeline. Next up, Red and Black Jumping Spider. So he is a pretty high spot on here, and that is just because he is definitely my favorite out of all the jumping spiders, because the red and black look just really looks awesome. All right, next up, Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper is one that is returning, but I do not really like this one. I think with the lights off, he looks fine. But with the lights on, I don't know why, but it just seems kind of like homemade, and it does not look very cool. But yeah, I like it with the lights off, but lights on and the movement and stuff. The movement's cool, but you can't have the lights on without the movement. Maybe unplugging the head. Next up is Sewer Varmint. So Sewer Varmint is, kind of low on my list, and that's just because I think he's kind of cute instead of scary, because it's just this little rat and he's pretty plump and then these two tiny heads, and it's more cute than scary, really. It feels like just a pet. But yeah, they're still pretty cool though. Bit high of a price though. Next, Little Daisy and the Maestro, because, I don't know, they've just gone down on my list a lot. I thought it was pretty cool when it came out, and it is a great concept. It's just the face isn't very cool, not very scary. Next up, we have Ellie. Ellie's a pretty cool one. I do like it a lot. I love the motion. The voice is okay. The laugh is pretty creepy. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is it hits the floor every time, which is definitely going to break the prop pretty easily.
What are you looking at?
They kind of show it there by placing a block of wood, but it goes farther than the wood, and it'll hit the floor. So that kind of stinks, but, I mean, it's such a fast movement that's going to happen, and I'm pretty sure that's going to break pretty fast, but overall, pretty cool one. Mr. Salty. Mr. Salty is one that's been leaked for a while, since Uncle Charlie, and he's okay. I really thought the clown inside would lunge out, and he just kind of drops forward.
I'll bet you my clown knows that you've never seen this before.
Hey!
Like that. It's not really a scare or anything, and it's more funny, too. It's not really a scary prop. The voice is The little clown's voice is very weird and not scary at all, so yeah. Not great. Next up, Clowning Around. Now, I do like this guy. Just as that notification said, he's hilarious, though. He is not one that's too scary, in my opinion, other than that he's holding kids. Some kids might be scared. Little kids walking through. But his phrase, listen to this phrase.
Little Uncle Boo Boo climbing through your window, scooping up the children and biting off their heads.
I mean, it's more funny than scary. And he really looks like Art the Clown, Spirit. I think they might have taken some inspiration from that. But yeah, super, super cool and kind of a more funny prop. Next up, we have Plague Doctor. Now, this guy is pretty high for a static for me, but that's just because he's super intimidating. 7.4 feet tall, and he's just epic. He's a really cool prop to see, and the LEDs even make it even cooler because even though there's no movement, he has lights, so pretty cool. And the fog looks awesome with him. All right, next up, Uncle Charlie. Now, he's moved up a lot. He used to be in my few least favorites, but now he's actually up here just because, I saw him in store. He's pretty big. He's not, like, crazy big, as some people describe him, but, like, he's bigger than I thought. He's pretty tall with his hat. And, yeah, he's a pretty creepy clown. I just wish he had more movement. I know it's like the old one, so he couldn't have had any, like, crazy movements because then it wouldn't really resemble the old one. But I feel like if you're paying this much for a prop, there should be a bit more movement. But yeah, that's him. Next up, Cuddles the Clown. Now, Cuddles the Clown is one that I actually really enjoy. I think he's really cool. And, I don't know, his voice isn't very scary, but the look is just straight out of a nightmare. It's not, like, insanely scary. Like, I think Nightcrawler is far more scary. But, he just is kind of, like, a compiled thing of many different, like, clown pieces, and it's just so creepy and weird that I really like it. It's kind of like, Underworld. He's got the same head, actually, which I don't really like that, but, it's still pretty cool, and I think that head looks so creepy. But yeah, pretty cool prop. Next up, Flesh Eating Zombie. So he is pretty high on my list because I really like the remake. I like when they don't change much of the prop, and he in his prop photos, not really this video, but in the photos, he looks just like the old one. And I got to see the old one in person, and he really does look pretty much the same. And I love the shaking mouth. That is a really cool feature. Next up, we have Miss Mercy, because she is just super creepy. One of the creepiest ones we've seen from Spirit in a very long time. The head is so creepy. I just really wish she didn't break as much. I've seen a lot of people get broken ones. Next up, Fright in the Box. Fright in the Box because I love Jack in the Box clowns. And the handle turns, which is such a cool addition. And the pop-up is pretty fast, and I haven't gotten to see him in person, but people say he's very, very big, too. So that is awesome. Next up, Punctured Pete and Miserable Mary. Miserable Mary is a bit lower, but Punctured Pete is one that I really, really like. I cannot wait to see him in person because, let's get there. There we go. His movement and his, like, thrashing and I don't know. The whole concept of him is really cool. And the spike, it just looks really realistic. And yeah, it's perfect for like a graveyard or your haunt. Pretty cool. Next up, the Butcher. The Butcher is one that's grown on me a lot. And I did like him in the first one, but he's gotten even higher just because I saw him in store and he's epic. He's really big and pretty intimidating. So yeah, he's really cool. Nothing too special though. He's just got some side to side motion, but still super creepy. And the voice is great on this guy.
This little piggy went to market.
I think they did great with that. All right, next up, the Hauntress. So she is one that I just did an unboxing for. And she's epic in person. Like, she's much taller than I thought. A lot of people say she's smaller than they thought, so I was expecting her to be really small. And because I was expecting her to be small, when I saw her, I was like, wow, she's actually much bigger than I thought. And yeah, she jumps out really fast. Her sound is really cool. And I love that she has a detachable sound box and a detachable sensor because it makes it feel pretty cool. Also, fun fact, she has a latex face, which is so great because I thought she was full plastic. There it is. Super cool. Next up, we have Harvester. Harvester is one that I have liked for a very long time. He is just an epic prop. His movement, his voice, his phrase, his whole concept is just great. I love it. It's so cool. And he actually does have a fan in the mouth, which is awesome. The only thing I don't really like is you can kind of see it there, his plastic fabric type material. It looks really cheaply made, so probably not worth $300, but because he's so cool, I think it makes up for it because it's just such a great concept and a great prop. Next up, Nightcrawler. Oh, there is a close-up of his face. There we go. Nightcrawler is so creepy and probably one of the more professional looking ones we've seen from Spirit in a while. His movement and his face look super professional, and I might actually unplug the face because those LEDs make him look a bit less professional, and the white glossy eyes look like something from a bigger brand, which is, it's just really cool. Something that you'd see from like Distortions or Poison props. And I love that look. So I'll probably just turn off the LEDs and just use his original face because I think that looks great. And his jumping and his swaying, everything about him is super cool. So next up is Peekaboo. And Peekaboo is here on my list just because I just got him, and I think he actually was a bit lower than Harvester and stuff at first, but once you see him in person, he is just so cool, and he's actually my second favorite here. This is my second favorite now because I saw him in person, and his eyes look so much better than on camera. In this video, you actually see what they really look like better than most people's videos.
I just love that
They look like that. It's the super vibrant colors, and they look so cool in person, and he's just an overall great prop. I just really wish they didn't get so warped and deformed so easily. Luckily, I didn't get one like that, but I've seen a lot of people who do, and that really sucks. So hopefully they can fix that soon. Now, moving to my number one position, it is Krampus. So, let me get the cool photo they have of him. There it is. All right, there's Krampus. Now, this might take a bit of explaining. He and Peekaboo are tied for me, and the reason why I put him first is because he's my favorite prop because he's Krampus, but my favorite Halloween type prop is definitely Peekaboo. So if you were just talking about Spirit Halloween, I'm probably going to say Peekaboo is my favorite of the 2020 list, but just because Krampus is Krampus and I love the Krampus movies, he's going to have to go first just because he's an epic prop. But yeah, so they're pretty much tied for my list. So tell me what you guys think. What are your prop rankings of the 2020 season? Spirit did great this year. And yeah, that is about it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.